Hello, I'm Anthony from Traders Galaxy, and today we're going to look at BotWar Infesters.
Denied the One's cleansing presence, a deceiver code builds up errors and corruption with every new download. Too many downloads and the deceiver loses all sense of itself, instead devolving into a beast-like form enslaved to the Queen. This curse of the Infester is what the deceivers fear above all else, but is perhaps the inevitable fate that awaits them all. The Infester's code is broken beyond repair. Each Infester only seeks to satisfy its most basic instincts at all times. At the individual level, an Infester represents only a moderate danger to the democracy. But when connected to the Hive network, and ultimately the Queen herself, the Infestors are one of the most evil and dangerous forces in the bot war.
Okay, I thought I would start at this lot here, which are the Infestor Warriors. Now, this set here comes with 6 warriors, which is the entire amount of basic warriors for the Infestors so far. And so this comes in actually this box here, Warriors of the Hive. As you can see, shows you a bit about who the Warriors of the Hive are, but these are your staple warriors of the Infestors. Now this set also comes with Maggot, who is an Infestor Lord. Now, Maggot is a bot that's trapped in his final form, and he actually also has a lot of these little, what I call larvae, that live within him. And he can actually, as his model seems to suggest, he can actually tunnel under the ground, burst forth from the ground, and release all these little larvae to attack the enemy. So these are your basic guys. Now, they're actually reasonably powerful for their size. They have a lot of abilities that sort of reflect also deceiver abilities in a way. Like they have a lot of mind control and surge and other sort of tricky things in BotWar. But and Maggot is actually quite a powerful bot in himself as well. So next up we have the Queen. Now obviously the Queen is a Titan model, so just meaning that she's quite a large model on a 100mm oval base, and her combat prowess reflects this. She activates quite early in the turn as well, which is unusual for such a large powerful model, and she's quite devastating in both ranged attack and close attack. So she is quite expensive though, and it is worth building a list around her if you're going to use the Queen, but certainly quite rewarding when she just reaps all her foes. Moving on to the swarms. Now the swarms are actually available they come in a group of 3, which is what we call a squadron in BotWar. So these squadrons are quite easy to take down, but they're actually really powerful if you don't take them down. So they're they can be very strong in both ranged attack and close attack. These in particular would be strong in ranged attack. Close attack. So they just sort of grab onto people. There are additional rules coming for single swarms. So they will be coming in an update for Infestors next year. There's the swarms. Now you can have up to 3 lots of swarms for a total of 9 models. And they are quite cheap. So it just goes towards the Infestors' overall horde ability, which is unusual in BotWar. Moving on to the clones. Now the clones are sort of the zombified shells or husks of the warriors. So how it works in the lore is that there's a little bit of code left, or a little bit of intelligence left in these when the Infestor goes into a new body, and these can be called upon by the original the original bot that the code comes from, to sort of be like zombie warriors. Now, they are really cheap. Like, some are up to like 2-3 points each, which is like nothing compared to like 10 points for a warrior. And they are quite poor in both combat and ranged attack, basically like any zombie would be in any game that I've ever played. But you can get a lot of them. So if you have several of these in base-to-base contact, then you're actually rolling a lot of combat dice, because they add up. It adds up really quickly, and you only need to get to like 4 or 5 combat dice before you're up with the very toughest of the BotWar characters. So you can pretty much drag down nearly anything with 2 or 3 of these guys with a warrior pretty easily. So the idea for players that are playing against them is not to let too many clones get into base-to-base contact with the model. And the idea for the Infesters is to try and get as many clones into base-to-base contact with the model as you can. Now, the good thing about clones is that even if they're destroyed, they resurrect on the back of the board again once with 1 damage. So you don't necessarily lose them straight away. So certainly a good option. Okay, this is my quick test video for the Infesters. So I hope this has given you a good overview of the faction. And I'll catch you again soon. Thanks.